have hope though. I have hope for these kids. I have hope with the internet, like because they will be pioneers. Like they will be pioneering the digital forefront in a new way. Like so we have these different generations. So this generation is like set up the foundations for the digital forefront to come through. Yeah, you guys set up the foundations for it.
Sierra was on point.
Yeah, you were on point. And it's so hard because it's like, oh, it's like I even know like it's gonna be like it's so difficult right now in the future too. It's like yeah, like even the jobs the entry level jobs even now it's like it's hard to even sustain like the bills off of entry level now. It's like
it's impossible.
It is, and it really is
impossible.
Minimum
wage was created so that anyone, a mechanic, a McDonald's worker, a doctor, anyone, if you're making not a doctor, but I mean like no matter if your job is prestigious or not, if you're making minimum wage, you can afford to purchase a home and sustain a family. That is what it was based on. And now, minimum wage is I live in a room without a bathroom. Like
that's how it goes.
I have a sink for a shower. Like I share a toilet with 6 people. Like it's on another level.
Inflation.
And inflation is just no end in sight. You go to the grocery store, it's $9. You go next month, it's $11. You go next month, it's $14. You go next month, it's $17. Like wait for but like no one is gonna do anything about this, like I don't mean to sound all dreary. I have hope for these kids. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing because that's why I went into teaching is because I saw this a long time ago. Again, Zeitgeist. We saw all the documentaries. Like I always wanted to be a beacon because that's all you can do. Mm-hmm. All you can do. I used to stress about the animals and. Oh my God, I have a cat rescue. I love animals. I don't eat meat. Like I used to just stress and how can I be the one to teach people? You got to work right at home, right here in your heart, and then you can change the people who are closest to you. And that is the best way you can impact your community.
That's true. You start with what you know. Mm-hmm. Like some people want to start where they shouldn't even be first. Yeah. And they get confused like, oh, you want to tackle the big things? No, start in your community. Yeah. You know everyone in your community. Yeah, right?
And that's why I do the events. That's why I do everything I do because I have hope, But I do understand why things are the way they are when it comes to kids, when it comes to lack of discipline, when it comes to parents even. I feel for everybody. I feel for everyone right now.
I guess this is where my hope is in the digital age. The digital front is where the hope is a little bit. I mean, they're on their phones and stuff, and it's becoming more of an addiction than anything else, right? But it's them the digital front is still freshly new. It's only since 1980s, 1990s, where really when did the computers come out? When was the
first home computer was late 70s, but it was
the big box, right? And you needed that big magnifier. My grandma used to have the magnifier. It gets a 12 rod. Yeah, she had a big one. I was like, oh, but it's so computer it's still it's still somewhat new, and now in the 2000s, that's when you were able to transfer currencies over the internet, and now we have a new currency coming out the cryptocurrency. Yeah. Now we have a new currency coming out cryptocurrencies, and it seems like pseudo. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be a good way, but it's something to combat the inflation. So new strategies are coming back with the digital tech front, and I think the kids are gonna do an amazing job exploring the tech and utilizing it to connect. Well, so there's some millionaires that are even 16 years old. How did a 16-year-old become a millionaire?
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that makes me feel like I'm not doing enough with my life.
Right. Right. That's what I feel like that too sometimes, and I'm just oh.
There's pets that are millionaires.
Yeah, right. It's crazy how people are making this amount of money online.
The world is wild.
Right, but it shows that there's new opportunities coming to the front. Like before, you only made money in through physical work, physical shops, physical laborers. Like now, a new opportunity is like there is a digital labor front, and a digital labor front is it's kind of lucrative, especially if these kids like learn like certain like things online that the next generation's gonna need. Like
I'm all for that. Like as long as you're not just like losing like just completely slaving your life away to TikTok all day or like just Instagram scrolling. Because when I walk by, you know, and I take a peek at what they're looking at, it's always just like silly videos or just stuff to make them laugh. And again, I understand the need to decompress and I understand the need to disassociate, but it's very constant, and it reminds me of, did you guys ever see the movie WALL-E?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel like that we're in there.
In that era. But you know, interesting you brought that point because every era has its goods and bad. I'm going to talk about my era. I'm from, you know, the 80s, and all we did was be in the streets and play. Like play soccer, we would invent games because obviously there was no such thing as, you know, games made for us. We had to invent them. And what's funny is like how parents view us being in the street, that we were vagos. We were lazy. We were all day in the streets. And what's funny is
now they wish they could get their kids to come out and play.
And it's funny because
it's like when teachers didn't want kids to talk so much, and we're like, oh, quiet down, be respectful. They probably would have killed to have a silent class like mine are. But now it's awkward. It's like, what is this? Talk.
Yeah, and so what's funny is like now you see that, right? But what I love about that era was a child didn't have so much anxiety because they were always running. They were always exercising. As much as they were creative with their mind about a game and concentrated, being disciplined through the game itself, right? But they were also like working out all the time. They were completely active.
They were outside.
They were outside.
Getting sun.
Exactly.
Which is so underrated for how important it is to get real sun.
Yes, and